Hi Mark, this is Fancy and I'm going to give you my comments as a video. I hope that will be helpful. I think that you're on the right track. I zoomed out really far in my browser just so you could see that the gradation um, in values is starting to work and that even that transition from one color to another is starting to work. Especially if we compare it to, oh, I can't scroll down, the original one. So you can see, again, it's progressing from light to dark in all of the different areas. Um, Now, because you're going from light to dark from the perimeter of your design to the middle, you're still getting this area that's kind of like a bullseye right in the middle. Your previous design was moving from dark to light, and this one is moving from light to dark. So at some point, you're still going to have to think about, in the context of this color assignment, how you're going to move the viewer away from this dark area. Simple gradation won't do it exactly. We're always going to be focused on this. But let's try to tackle this kind of piece by piece. So if we look at, say, for example, so we're looking at gradation, and we're looking at transparency effects, or at least vanishing boundaries so that one color blends smoothly into another. So if we look at, say, just this color, the magenta, and if you kind of squint your eyes and look at it, you can see there are a lot of interpenetrations. You know, these very dark areas surrounded by very light areas. And we can see that a lot of them are similar in the shape, like you've chosen this shape for quite a lot. But sometimes they combine into these weird shapes. So then that kind of breaks the unity. So what I'm suggesting is that you probably have too many interpenetrations going on. There's too many. So if I were you, the first thing I would do is concentrate on kind of gradating each of these areas smoothly. And then where the areas of different color come together, I would concentrate on the vanishing boundaries. You can also see that there's not a very smooth transition from what appear to be these middle values, and then it jumps to these really dark values. So this is really a big jump in this magenta area to here. But you can see how well the the vanishing boundaries are working to kind of bridge these darker shades of the orange with the darker shades of the magenta. Here, not so much. There's a clear distinction. And if we zoom out on this, we really notice it. When we zoom in, it becomes a little bit harder to see these problem areas. So you're going to work on smoothly gradating. That means that some of these will have to be toned down. So you want to progress from maybe like steps ones and twos to steps twos and threes, and then steps threes and fours, and so on until you get to the middle. And you're going to do that in each of these color areas because each of these have these problems. This one seems to be the least problematic in terms of gradation. You only have these really dark shades of green kind of in the middle. You don't see them here at all. I mean, these are kind of dark. I don't have your original scale, so I don't know. I'm imagining that maybe these are steps 4, maybe 5. I don't think they're 3s. I'm looking for, well, maybe it might be step 3. But this one, in this area at least, it gradates the best. And so if you do this first part well, again, you'll have a gradation, smooth gradation of each of these areas to the middle. And then you will have good vanishing boundaries between the different major color areas, the 6 major color areas. And then you can start to think about what you want to do with the interpenetrations. There's just way too many right now. Interpenetrations are meant to create a point of emphasis, and they should be similar. They should be similar in their shape, maybe in their direction. So interpenetrations like this one, or this weird one here, you know, maybe you should be concentrating on these little ones. But you've got to get the gradation of these major areas smooth to begin with. I hope that helps, and I look forward to seeing the next step.